My name is Brittany Pedraza. I am an independent ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and for this video, I would like to talk to you about using a notebook to stay organized. There's three different ways that I like to use to stay organized. One is a card system, and it's actually a physical note card system. The other way is paper notebook, and the third way is online, which I'll explain the other two in different videos. But for today, I just want to explain the paper method. If you're a paper person, then this is for you. And I am using a fresh notebook for privacy reasons. I just don't want to show the names of people in my notebook on publicly. So you'll be seeing a fresh notebook from me. I also recommend a calendar for every single person for every single method. I am a flight attendant, and so I have a big calendar at home. It's about 1.5 inches thick, and it's a daily 18-month calendar, and I fill out, every day has its own page, and I'll fill out every page. And so that's what I like to use at home. But when I'm on the road, I use my travel calendar, and it's kind of the same principles, so that's what I'm going to use for this video. So always make sure that you have a calendar. If you prefer to use a calendar on your phone or online or something, that's fine. Just make sure that you keep up with it and that it is something that you're checking every single day because you need to use your calendar in this business. So let me tell you about this notebook. You're going to want a notebook. I like 5 sections, and that is because you're going to have your Frank's Method list, which are my list of friends. You're going to have your prospects list, your customer list, your wholesale customer list, and your ambassador list. And it's important to me to keep customers, wholesale customers, and ambassadors all separated because in my mind they are different categories. Okay, so to start, you want to make your Frank's list, and this is your list of 100 people. And so I have 37 on this page, and then I would go on to the next page until I reached my first 100. And then what you want to do is you want to circle the people who you would like to start contacting first. And these are just people that as you're writing down names, that's the thing about making a list of 100 is maybe number 50 is going to jog my mind to somebody that I would have never thought about had I not thought about that person. And so that's what this does for you, is it's a memory jogger. So you're going to circle the people who you think could use Plexus, and then you're going to star the people who you want on your dream team. And this is the list. The starred people are ultimately who you want to be in Maui with every year if your goal is to go all the way with this company. But maybe your goal is just to get your products paid for, and that's totally fine. But these are the people that you want joining you. These are the people that you want to be able to talk to Plexus about and share, just what's going on in your life regarding Plexus. So that's your dream team. So you're going to circle and you're going to star, and then you're never going to stop this list. So once you get up past 100, then every time you think of somebody new, you're going to write them down. And you just want to keep going and going and going. And this is a never-ending list. So once you contact somebody, they become your prospect. So I'm going to flip to my prospects. And I'm going to write down the name of the person that I talked to. So I have prospect 1. And once I talk to them, and this means that I have either called them or I have sent them a Facebook message. Maybe it's a friend I went to lunch with and we ended up talking about Plexus at lunch. I'm going to go home and I'm going to write them down, and I'm going to write down the date, and I'm going to write down notes about our conversation, and then I'm going to write down the day that I want to follow up with them. And each follow-up is going to be different. So you decide if you want it to be 2 days or 3 days or maybe a week. So that's what you do there. And then you're going to go to a whole new page for your prospect number 2. And I didn't write prospect 2 here, but you'll do number 2 and then a whole new page for number 3. And the reason that you want everything to be on separate pages is because the goal is to rip out prospect number 1 and move them from my prospect section to my customer section. So there's folders here. I'm going to stick them in the folder because I want them to become a customer. So then I have my customer section, and I'm going to write down the date and my notes about that customer. I'm going to write down the products that they're taking, the order that they're taking them in, the results they've seen so far, questions that they have that I need to get answered, or questions that they had that I answered, whatever. And then you're going to write down the day that you need to follow up with them again. If it's a brand new customer, you might want to follow up with them every week to 2 weeks. If it's somebody you're down here and they've been with you for a month or two, then maybe every month, follow up with them. So write down when you're going to follow up with them. The goal is to rip out this customer and to move this customer to either a wholesale section or an ambassador section, an active ambassador section. So here's my wholesale customer. I'm going to write down the date and the notes that I have about them and the day that I want to follow up. And I do the same thing with my ambassadors. And on the ambassadors, you might write down kind of how they're doing with following up with people, how they're doing on organization. You always want to have their why written in your notes. You want to have just anything that you've talked about, anything that you know about them. Write it down, and then decide when you're going to follow up with them again, and write that down also. So the reason that I keep these 3 things separate is because to me a customer is somebody that I keep on the calendar separate. They are preferred customer. Hopefully they're all preferred customers. Even if they're retail, I have them in a separate place on my calendar, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then my wholesale customers, they are on my team pages, but I don't necessarily need to contact them for everything. So I treat my wholesale customers different than I treat my active ambassadors. So that's the reason I like to keep them separate. Okay, so that is the paper notebook. So once I go and I have a follow-up date, I'm going to go to my calendar, and I like the idea of a follow-up Friday that I got from Tamara Holloway. So let's just say that I am doing follow-ups on Fridays. So I'm going to have prospect 1 and prospect 2. I have customer 1, customer 2. I have 2 people from my Frank's list or my friends list that I'm going to probably be contacting for the first time, or contacting again if they never got back to me. And then ambassador 1, ambassador 2. And so these are my ambassadors that I'm going to follow up with. So this is my Friday, and these are the people that I'm going to follow up with. And so those are the dates that I have probably written here, so then I transfer them to here. Now, if I need follow-up sooner, then I can just go, let's say, on wholesale customer 1 that I wrote down, maybe they were wanting to up their ProBio 5 from 2 to 3 a day. So about 3 days later, I want to follow up with them and see how they're feeling on 3 ProBio 5 a day. And if that was Sunday that they upped their dose, then Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to write them down on Wednesday, and I'm going to follow up with them on Wednesday. And so you want to check your calendar every single day, and you always want to transfer from your notebook or from your note card file or from your online organizational tool. You're going to want to write that in your calendar, and you want to check your calendar every day. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how I follow up with customers. So for my preferred customers, it's really important to me to have a full month calendar. And so here's a fresh page. I don't want to show you a page with people on it because I'm trying to keep their privacy. But what I'm going to do is, if somebody is, you can go into your back office and click reports, and then click customer report. And that report is going to show you what day of the month every single preferred customer, what day their order is going to ship. So if I have somebody, let's say their order is going to ship on the 16th, then I am going to write their name down on the 9th, and I'm going to write an arrow down to the 16th. And so I'll just do it so I can show you. So see, I have put customer 1 and then an arrow down to this date. And so that is when I'm going to call them or text them or whatever is on the 9th. And I'm going to say, hey, just a heads up that your auto ship is scheduled to ship on September 16th. And I just wanted to give you a heads up. Is there anything you'd like to change on your order? Is there anything you'd like to add? You know, just know that that's going to be coming out of your account on the 16th, and you'll probably get your products 2 to 3 days after that. And just something as simple as that. And people really, really appreciate that because nobody ever likes a surprise when it comes to their bank account. And so it's really important that you do that. It's also a tool that I use when I'm trying to get a someone to order preferred. So if I'm talking to somebody who's ready to order, I am going to pull out my calendar and I'm going to show them the month, and I'm going to show them all these names and all these arrows so that they know that they are going to get contacted and they don't have to worry about keeping up with that on their own. It's something I'm going to do for them, and it's crucial that you do it for them. So that's just a way to keep up with your customers. If you have someone as a retail customer who's not a preferred customer, I would write down what day they ordered the previous month, and then I would do the same thing for them. Contact them and say, it looks like, you know, in about a week you should run out of your products. Do you want to go ahead and place a preferred order so that you don't have to worry about it again? I'll always contact you just like I did today, and you'll know that your products are coming, and you'll be able to have plenty of time to change your order if you'd like. So that is what you can do for paper systems, and I am a person who likes paper systems. I just discovered an online tool that I'm gonna see if I like, but I will introduce it to you so that you can know whether or not you want to use that, just in case you're not a paper person. So look for that video, and hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. I'm praying for you. God bless, and go Plexus.